What the heck? We're ranking all the champions. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
Which one?
Which one?
Which tier? Which tier?
Who?
Which one's your favorite?
Yeah, everyone in S tier, straight up.
Everyone's in S tier.
Except someone put a little thing with a little blank person with a question mark coming up.
Who's gonna be in D tier?
But it's like a very obvious outline. Anyway, let's get into it. So Mr. Chris Jericho. So I was not watching AEW at his championship time, so you can kind of speak more to this.
I would say Chris Jericho was a solid champion.
Mhm.
A C, some might say.
Well-
If someone was doing a tier list rather than saying that he was solid, they might give you a letter grade that you could then use to put him on the thing.
So I just want a bit of history because I know he was champion, but I don't know like how he became champion, what it was like or anything. So can you give me someone who doesn't know, and maybe the audience if you're watching and you don't know?
Chris Jericho beat Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Hangman had won the Casino Battle Royale for the right, essentially, to face the winner of Jericho versus Omega. I believe Chris Jericho's first feud for the championship was his first feud Cody?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's the one that I remember the most because that's the one where Cody was like, if I don't win this match, I'll never challenge for the world championship again.
That was stupid.
In hindsight, it was stupid. It added a lot of stakes though.
It did. I say it did. I wasn't there. I wasn't watching. But I imagine it did.
I was convinced that Cody was winning because I was like, no fucking shot they're not going to have Cody be world champion. After the match that he had with Dustin, you telling me they're not going to have that man be world champion?
Yeah, but now he's world champion elsewhere, which is fine. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that. I don't even care. I don't even care that he's not in the promotion that I watch. I don't even really care. Like, I don't even really... With that being said, I think it was a fine run. I think that was also I should stop getting sidetracked by what the first feud was. I think that was the formation of the Inner Circle, though.
Right.
Solid championship run.
Solid C.
He had some good matches throughout. None of them, I would say, were the highlight of the shows they were on.
By my accounts looking into it, it seems like Jericho didn't even want to be champion.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's, I don't know. With
TV time with Chris Jericho.
Jesus Christ.
I think that it makes sense to have Chris Jericho be your first world champion. He's probably the biggest name that they had at the time. He was fine. He didn't do anything particularly bad. He didn't do anything particularly great. I would say that he held the main event slot fine.
Yeah.
Until he lost it to...
Just to confirm, Chris Jericho, solid C. We'll put that
C
there.
tier. Fuck that guy.
And he lost that too.
Sorry.
He lost that to Mr. Moxley.
Jon Moxley.
I think we can speak to his whole championship reigns because he's a multiple 3-time world champion. I don't know. I think Moxley, I'll say this based on, because I wasn't there for his first run, but I've been there for like every single other run.
Yeah.
Solid A. He seems like the type of champion that you put the belt on if you're maybe going through some troubles with someone else and you need just a guy that is good and solid. He's a solid A.
Yeah, especially if you can't do that with someone like Danielson because they don't want to be champion.
Which is silly. I want to see Danielson champion.
Moxley is a great option for that.
He's had a lot of matches, but I don't think he's pushed himself to that S tier. Like S tier is probably reserved for someone who did something like unconceivable, you know what I mean?
We have our reasons for who we've put in S tier, and I think that I would say Moxley hasn't quite gotten to that level with any of his reigns, but he has been very good. I would say for the majority of his title reigns, I have been most interested in what he's doing, which is what you want out of a champion, right? If they're the main person that you have on your brand, you want them to be the most interesting thing happening.
Like he's just a good tweener in general, but I feel like as a champion, like he could be a good heel champion or a good face champion depending on, I don't know, the fucking weather that day.
Oh yeah, and I love specifically from his first reign, his match with Kingston was fucking great.
I can't remember too much from his like recent ones that I've seen because there was the whole rigmarole with CM Punk. But yeah, he just seems like a solid champion.
Moxley has just consistently put on top tier matches as champion. His storylines may not be the most complex, although his storyline with Eddie was great. I'm your best friend. You turned your back on me.
Classic Eddie.
Yeah, classic Eddie. Fuck you, John. But like, you know, they may not be the most complex. It's sort of just like, I'm the champion and I'm really good. And the other guy goes, dude, fuck you. I'm really good.
And then they fight. And then the other guy goes, that turns out, Moxley, you're really good.
Or he goes, you got fucking lucky. And Moxley says, fuck off. But like, that's all I want out of wrestling.
That's all you want out of Moxley.
That's all I want out of Moxley. That's all I want out of wrestling in general. Everyone in wrestling could do that. And I'd be like, yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's good. I like that.
Okay, so Moxley, solid A tier. I think we'll move on to Mr. Kenny Omega was next.
Ooh, Kenneth.
So I came into wrestling when he lost the title. So I won't talk about that. But when I constantly hearing about Kenny's reign from like you or just online, was like this fabled story of like, oh my god, he was so good.
He
His matches were
was.
amazing.
He had
His
really good
heel work was
matches.
amazing.
He did
I saw
great.
clips of him with the fucking mutton chops and the glasses
69
and
me
69
gone.
me done. Yeah. Like seeing that and just being like, damn, I wish I was watching AEW when Kenny was champion.
Yeah, I wish you were watching AEW when Kenny was champion too.
Yeah.
I think that it was some of the best work Kenny had done.
Well, was the belt collector gimmick in this champ. Yeah,
Belt
right.
collector. So I think that might be a controversial statement for me to make. That's some of the best work Kenny has done, because people probably think like, oh, like back in Japan was some of the best work he's done. But I think overall, as like wrestling, character, promo work, everything all put together, that's the best work that he's done.
Yeah, I mean, look, personally, I was a fan of the mutton chops.
Yeah, I mean, facial hair, the Elite as a group was great then. I think Kenny is... We haven't given him a ranking yet, have we?
Yeah, we kind of skipped over it when we were doing the pre-planning for this episode.
Okay, well, I'm going to put Kenny as S tier.
Yeah?
I've thought about it. I think Kenny is S tier. When I think about AEW World Champion, I think about Kenny Omega. And I think about his run as champion. It probably also helps that he had a big story going with Hangman kind of the whole time. We knew pretty much the entire time Hangman was going to be the guy to take it off of Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
It was sort of just like how are we going to get there?
Yeah. What's that video that I watched just before watching Full Gear 2021? It was the good, the bad,
the bad, and the Elite.
The good, the bad, and the elite. So if you want a good storyline to like kind of view, look at the good, the bad, and the elite. I don't know if it's up. It's probably up. So
it's still up. Yeah. Look up the good, the bad, and the elite, but don't watch the last episode of it until you've watched Full Gear 2021. Because essentially what it does is it's a really good summary of everything that happened leading up to Full Gear 2021. And then if you just watch the match with all of that knowledge,
it's good.
It's great.
It's what I did. That's how it got me into wrestling in general.
And I had to show him like everything that had happened leading up for him to actually get into it.
It's like, so you got this person, they don't like this person, but he was an alcoholic, but now he's not an alcoholic.
He's got a drinking problem, not anymore.
Okay, well, we'll put him in the S. I'll trust you with that. And also, like, from what I've seen very briefly and all the stories I've heard, it seems like a very S tier kind of ranking to me. All right, we'll move on to the next boy, my first champion, my first lover. Okay, well, hold up.
Behind the barn, he took me gently.
Okay.
He whispered sweet nothings into my ear as he entered.
Okay, we got the Mr. Hangman Adam Page. He defeated Kenny Omega. My first ever time watching wrestling was that Full Gear 2021, I believe.
Yep.
And that ended on that match, and it was amazing. It was great.
I love Hangman. I think we have like 2 videos
that are just about Hangman.
That are about, well, there's one about Hangman and Swerve and one that's about Hangman. And I think it really does show how much it's like a simp I am for Hangman.
Yeah, and I mean, because you got me into wrestling, that simpness kind of just rubs off on me.
He's great. He's not like the most... I mean, I say he's not the most technically gifted wrestler in AEW, but he is a very technically gifted wrestler. Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, if you compare this guy to like literally the greatest athletes in the world, I suppose he's not quite at their level. But if you were to compare him to literally any other wrestler, you'd be like, oh, this guy fucking slaps.
Yeah, it's just he's in a place where there happens to be many best in the worlds.
Exactly.
But in saying that, he's a great wrestler. I think he was a great champion. Being my first champion that I watched all the way through, he was good. Although you had good points for why he's in the ranking that he is.
Okay, we've put him in B. And the reason that we've put him in B, despite having literally just sung his praises, is that I don't think that his title reign was ever the most interesting thing on the show.
What was the other storylines going on at the time?
MJF Punk is the one that I think of immediately.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yep, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that I was ever most invested in his championship reign. The only thing I will say is an exception to that is the first couple of weeks when he had his 2 60-minute bangers with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, me just watching wrestling, right? And then his first title defense is like a 60-minute match. I was just like, Jesus Christ, is this real? Like, can they do this? Is this allowed?
Is this allowed? But yeah, no, it's fun. Dude, I watched their first 60-minute match, I believe 7 times in 2 weeks.
Holy shit, I didn't even know that.
Like I think I watched it pretty much every 2 days. I loved that match so much. I just kept watching.
Just imagine you just sitting there doing something. You're like, yeah, I think I have 60 minutes to spare. Let's chuck that on.
I have to go back and watch that fucking match because I don't think I've watched it since I watched it.
You need to get your fix.
I'm fucking fiending. Fucking my veins. Pump it in.
Yeah, no, okay. I think B's a good slot for him.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, yeah, I think he needs another shot. I think he needs another run. I want to see it.
I do agree. But give him another shot. I want to see Hangman as world champion. Even if it's as a heel, as much as I'm like, no, Hangman should always be a babyface.
Grow that mustache out even more. Give him a black cowboy hat. I'm
Fucking
sold.
get the Yosemite Sam mustache going. Fucking Zeb Coulter looking ass.
Yeah. Give him like a Zorro mask as well. I don't know. That could be fun. Let's move on to the next dude who defeated Hangman, who I'll never forgive him for it, actually. It's Mr. CM Punk. It's no secret if you look at our videos. We're not too like.
Look, we have our biases. Obviously, we really like the product that AEW puts out, and there are several wrestlers on the AEW roster that we really enjoy watching. And look, I'll admit this, I'm a bit of a jilted fan, okay? When you used to love somebody and they do something that disappoints you, a lot of the time it's going to make you be much more on the other side. With that being said, fuck him, he's in D tier.
Yeah, unfortunately, he.
Look, I will say the main reason that we're putting him in D tier,
It's the whole interim stuff, I think.
it's the interim stuff. It's the fact that he literally was only champion on TV for like less than 2 weeks total. If you want us to count the real world championship stuff that he did on Collision,
No.
one, no, but two, it will add an E tier. I will add an E tier if you make me.
The real world champion was like a flash in the pan. It was a bad idea.
I hated that. I hated that so
It
much.
was a cool concept that could be done, but it executed very badly.
It didn't help that he was supposed to be a babyface and he defaced the championship.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a babyface thing to do. I remember when babyfaces the NWO did that.
I think we'll move away from CM Punk. So Mox got it back from him, and then this person got it from Mox. MJF.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
After that downer of a CM Punk bit, I'm very happy to talk about MJF.
I loved this reign.
This reign was phenomenal. I don't know how you can like change alignment mid-reign, but he did it.
You see it happen a lot with babyface champions turning heel
Right.
because there's sort of this natural narrative of like corruption by power. It's really not that often that you see someone win a championship as a heel and then turn face mid-reign.
And it worked. He could have stayed a heel champion and he would... Anyway, let's straight up, he's S.
Straight up S tier. He was a great face champion. He was a great heel champion. I know that some people were rubbed the wrong way by certain aspects of his face championship reign. Like, for example, the fact that he won his match against Jay White at Full Gear after having been taken away in an ambulance.
Oh, right.
Like, injured Max beat Jay White in the main event. I understand why that would rub you the wrong way. It was silly. I don't know. It was...
He, like, I don't know, from what I've seen from Jay White, he seems to enjoy being the shit sniveling heel.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe that's just where Tony's typecast him.
But we're not talking about Jay. We're talking about MJF.
We're talking about MJF, who, ironically, is also very good at playing that role.
Yes.
And I also didn't hate it when, even though he is a really good wrestler and he's fully capable of putting on great matches, sometimes they would just have him cheat and win.
Even as a face.
Even as a face, sometimes he cheats and wins.
Also, something to note, he is the youngest AEW World Champion.
And
at
the
26.
longest reigning.
Youngest and longest reigning. I feel like it was just solid all the way through.
I mean, starting off with the William Regal turning on the BCC and then riding William Regal out of AEW by punching him in the back of the head.
Riding him right out to WWE.
Right out to WWE. I'm fine with it. I don't even really care that he went back. I don't care, guys.
Yeah, I can tell you don't care.
I don't care.
But yeah, no, I think the end of his reign was also good with the whole devil mask stuff.
I will say I understand why some people didn't like it. It was obvious, one, and it took a long time to resolve, two.
Yeah, that's true, because someone got injured.
Given the circumstances, I think that they played it out pretty well.
Something being obvious isn't bad. Because what if it was like, imagine if it was Tony Khan, how disappointed would everyone be?
Or like Jack Perry.
Yeah.
As much as I kind of would have loved it to have been Jack Perry.
It would have been funny, but also, like, it was the safe option for it to be Adam Cole, but it was good. Like, it was fine.
It was the safe option. It was also the right option.
Yeah. MJF, S tier, great champion. I wouldn't mind if he was champion, like, again and again, 2, 3 times.
Yeah, 3-time, 4-time, 5-time, 10-time, 16-time.
Quoting MJF, he's not fucking leaving.
Hey, fuck it. 17, 18, 19-time world champion MJF.
Okay, he's got the time left. He's got...
Fucking destroy Ric Flair's record. Fucking deep dick rip Ric Flair's record into oblivion.
Oh my God, yeah. No, but I liked his championship. It was fun. It was good.
Good. Very good. And he lost the championship to someone at World's End.
Ooh, I didn't expect this, to be fair.
I expected it, I think. I think I didn't expect it to be Joe, but I expected him to lose at World's End.
Right.
Which, by the way, it was Samoa Joe.
I think Joe was a great person for MJF to lose to. He's a machine. He's a titan.
You have spread yourself too thin, Maxwell, and now you will pay the toll.
Also, just a caveat on Joe. Stuff he's been doing recently with Hook. He is good at just dialogue, like straight up. Like I feel like for me there is a difference between promos and proper like acting / dialogue. Joe was good at dialogue. It surprised me.
What's up with your pups in orange?
Is good. Like the very like it's very like I don't know, Tarantino-esque.
Yeah.
What their kind of style that they're going through of like the first part of Pulp Fiction where it's like Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta like just chatting. It feels like that. Anyway, Joe was a good champion. Where were you putting Joe?
We are putting Joe in B tier.
That's right. Yeah, he's solid. He's good, but there was nothing really memorable or sticking out from his stuff.
Yeah, he didn't do anything that stood out too much. If I was going to make an argument for like maybe raising his grade, it would be that his triple threat match with Swerve and Hangman was probably some of the most electric work that I had seen in AEW in a while. But the reason why I wouldn't put him higher because of that, I think most of the work there was done by Swerve and Hangman for how electric that felt.
Yeah. Swerve and Hangman just have a good chemistry with each other.
Those guys feud forever.
Oh, yeah. Constant blood feuds.
Joe he played his part well in that.
He seemed like a champion. This is going to sound really mean, and I hate to say it. He seemed like a champion that was keeping the title warm for Swerve. And I hate to say that because I fucking love Joe.
What I will also say about Joe is he did add, because as much as I loved MJF's title reign, there was a little bit of prestige lost. At a certain point in the MJF story with the Devil, the World Championship became secondary to that, which I don't think should ever happen. I think the World Championship should pretty much always be the main part of any feud it is a part of. So when it comes down to it, after losing some of that prestige, I think Joe's reign was a really good reset button.
Yeah, it was a good, like, people challenging me for the title. And that's all they're going to do.
And it was great. And I loved it. And his match against Hook was a fucking banger. And now that he's with Hook, it's going to be fucking bangers
Honestly,
all around.
Future tag team champs.
Please.
And then Hook is future, like, give Hook, like, TNT champ or give him, like, the world champ. I don't give a shit. Probably not the world champ just yet. He's still a bit young.
International championship for Hook.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Dude, put the international champ. Okay. Tony, if you're listening, there's been some talk that Hook might want to leave to explore other options or to explore the indies.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad, actually.
Put the fucking international championship on the kid.
And let him explore.
Send him out elsewhere. These promotions will love to have one of your champions on their promotion, and you immediately have just ensured that your guy fucking wins.
Huge, actually. Tony Khan should hire you, actually.
He should. He's hired a podcaster before.
Who?
William Washington, who is also a cousin of Swerve Strickland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But hire me. I can do Will Washington's job as well.
Oh, yeah, 2 people do the one job?
2 people as well.
I hear that's famously gone down great.
I think it would go really well.
Anyway, Joe, great champion. Joe's solid B. So we'll move to the newest champion.
The newest, our last champion.
Mr. Swerve Strickland.
Hello, Editing Logan here after the fact. Just to point out that we recorded this on the 16th of June, I think. At the time, Forbidden Door hadn't happened, so we hadn't seen the banger between Ospreay and Swerve, and we also hadn't seen that Hangman came back yet. So here is a heavily cut up version of what we recorded for our section on Swerve. I apologize for this taking me so long, both to you and also to Ethan.
I love this. I love Swerve.
Swerve is great.
If we put Swerve, so first off, Swerve's a B.
Swerve is currently a B.
Currently. But with room to grow, I'm thinking now that Hangman should maybe take the title off Swerve. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean...
They should come back, they should do a fucking bloodiest cage match, go all in again, and Hangman should win. That's what I think. Just us talking about Hangman and everything has got my mind. If my fantasy booking works out and Hangman comes back to challenge Swerves and wins, I think that'll bump Swerve up for me personally. Anyway, that's our little fantasy booking corner at the end.
That's
what we think Swerve's end should be, but Swerve is B. And so on the screen now will be our ranking. Look at that.
Full tier list.
There it is. Some of you wanted tier lists, so here it is. We're not ranking every single AEW wrestler. That might be later.
Let's actually set a time frame.
No,
let's actually set something.
No.
A goal to match. 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And we'll do the full fucking roster.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Because if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can start making some fucking money off of this bitch.
Okay, don't. We thank you for your support.
I don't. Unless it's monetary.
So Logan's the heel commentator in this.
It's always have been, baby.
God damn it. But yeah, no, that's our ranking. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support on the previous videos. But yeah, no, let us know your thoughts and who you think would go where. Thanks for watching.
Second Rate Wrestling.